Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about 13 different fragrances that I think are great transition fragrances. So a lot of us it is September 1st when I'm filming this, which to me, it's officially fall, and a lot of us are really kind of getting in the mood for those fall fragrances, but it's still a little bit warm to really bust out those deeper, richer, heavier fragrances. So I have got 13 different fragrances here that I feel like will help to kind of feed that fall fragrance craving without being too stuffy or suffocating in the heat. So I've got a lot here. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. The first one is one that I have been reaching for quite a lot lately because to me this is like the perfect transition fragrance. This is one that does really well in heat, but it smells yummy and cozy, and it gives you that kind of comfy, cozy feeling that I look for in fall fragrances. And that is Amo Ferragamo. Oh my gosh, I love this. I adore this fragrance so much. It's just beautiful. It's light and sweet, but it has a beautiful, like, creamy, warm, cozy, comforting feeling to it without being too heavy. This is one that does really well in heat, but you're still going to get that comfy feeling from it. So Amo is Campari, blackcurrant, rosemary, jasmine sambac, mate, rhubarb, Tahitian vanilla, ambroxan, and sandalwood. It's gorgeous. It's got a touch of booziness from that Campari. And that Tahitian vanilla just really grounds it and gives it that beautiful creaminess. It's just beautiful. This is one that is really unique too. I've never smelled anything else like this, and it can be found very affordably too. So if you guys have not gotten your noses on Amo Ferragamo, I really highly recommend this one. So anyways, that is the first one, Amo Ferragamo. The next one is one that Melissa Jean here on YouTube talks about all the time. This is one of her most favorite fragrances. I would have never picked it up had she not said that it was being discontinued, and I'm so glad I picked it up. This is Tender Romance from Ralph Lauren. So this is such a beautiful, slightly sweet, creamy smelling. This is one of those fragrances that will do fine in heat. This would be a really good like all year round fragrance. So this was one that would do really well in heat, but is still going to give you that kind of cozy feeling. It's just gorgeous. It's not too of anything. It's not too sweet. It's not too floral. It's just this beautiful balance of notes. So Tender Romances, bergamot, ginger, pear, white ginger lily, white magnolia, jasmine, cashmere wood, benzoin, and musk. And really, to me, I get a lot of the ginger. Oh my gosh. It's so good. I don't know what took me so long to pick this up. But in this one, I get a lot of ginger and a lot of pear. And there's something that almost, this is going to sound so weird, but there's something that almost reminds me of like a graham cracker crust or something. Like, it's not gourmand, but it kind of smells a little bit gourmand to me. It's just gorgeous. It's just beautiful. It's really all about the pear and the ginger in this one, and it's so good, and that's such a beautiful combination. So anyways, that is Tender Romance from Ralph Lauren. The next one is another one that I don't know if I would wear this in super high heat, but I have been wearing this recently and it's been doing fine in the heat. Now we haven't had a ton of humidity, so that's probably why, but this is Virgil by Sylvaine Delacourte, and this is a beautiful aromatic vanilla fragrance. This has got a lot of herbs in it, and it really is just this beautiful aromatic vanilla. This one is so well blended. The herbs don't overtake the vanilla and vice versa. This one is just beautiful. It's super classy smelling. It's cozy. It's really cozy smelling, and I just adore it. So Virgil is sage, thyme, geranium, cedar, and vanilla. I love it. Love it. So I think that's a really great transition fragrance. If you like, the herbs kind of remind you of like Thanksgiving with the sage and the thyme. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I love it. The sweetness from the vanilla. It's just beautiful. So that is Virgil from Sylvaine Delacourte. Okay, the next one is such a very underrated fragrance, I think. This is Laguna from Salvadore Dali. And this is such a beautiful, unique fragrance. And it's so, so affordable. This is kind of like a strange, almost aquatic type scent, but it's got a beautiful creaminess to it. So it's like, you could very easily wear this in any kind of weather, but it does well in high heat. But it's one of those like light, high heat appropriate fragrances that have like a creaminess to it, which gives it this really cozy feel. It's just really beautiful. I don't ever hear anybody talking about this fragrance either, and it's so underrated in my opinion. So this is mandarin, grapefruit, peach, apricot, jasmine, rosewood, iris, lily of the valley, tonka, cedarwood, patchouli, and vanilla. So the vanilla just really adds this beautiful like depth and creaminess to it. And then the apricot is kind of like a creamy fruit smell. It's just a really beautiful, like warm weather appropriate, cozy fragrance. And I love wearing this one to bed because it's just, it gives you that kind of cozy vibe. So that one is Salvadore Dali Laguna. Next one is a celebrity fragrance, and I love this fragrance. It's such a beautiful, sweet, cozy, yummy fragrance that I actually can get away with wearing in the heat. I probably wouldn't wear this in super high heat or if it was really humid out, but definitely like if it's in the 80s or something, you could get away with wearing this. And that is Sophia Vergara Love. So this is a gorgeous, sweet coffee fragrance. Gosh, it says that the coffee note in this is Colombian coffee blossom, but I get a beautiful like black coffee note. Oh, it's so pretty. It gives it like a cleanness, like it's a clean coffee note. It's not like a sweet creamy coffee note, even though the fragrance itself is sweet. There's a really beautiful clean coffee note in here. I love this fragrance. This is one that I have been reaching for, and this is a beautiful bedtime fragrance as well. So Sophia, oh my gosh. So Love is mandarin, passion fruit, green apple, orange blossom, Colombian coffee blossom, purple orchid, orris root, magnolia, ambret seed, amberwood, praline, and vanilla. So you get this beautiful, like cozy, creamy, or yeah, really like a coziness from the orris. It's not overly sweet, like it's not as sweet as like La Vie Belle or something like that. It's just like the perfect amount of sweetness to me. The praline note in here is not like overpowering. It's just gorgeous, and like I say, there's just this really beautiful like clean coffee note in this, and then with all the fruits in the top, it really gives it this beautiful lightness. It's just such an affordable little gem, and I adore this fragrance. So this is Sophia Vergara Love. The next one I have is one that I have been reaching for quite a bit because I really adore this fragrance. This is a great work fragrance for me. Unfortunately, The performance on this guy is not great, but this is Gabrielle from Chanel, and I love this fragrance. It's just such a beautiful, easy to wear, crowd-pleasing, classy smelling fragrance. So Gabrielle is mandarin, grapefruit, blackcurrant, tuberose, ylang-ylang, jasmine, orange blossom, sandalwood, and musk. And it's gorgeous. And this is one of those fragrances that can be worn all year round, but this one for me does well in heat, and it still kind of gives me that cozy vibe that I'm looking for. It's not, it's just really, really beautiful. So anyways, that is Gabrielle from Chanel. The next one is an oldie but a goodie, and I adore this fragrance any time of year, but I particularly love it near the end of summer and going into fall. I love it as a transition fragrance. That is Britney Spears Fantasy, but this is the stage edition. So this is the original formulation of Fantasy, which I wore many, many, many years ago when it very first came out. So there's something comforting about it for me just because of that, but oh my gosh, this has a beautiful cakey, like icing goodness to it. It's just a beautiful, like fruity, cupcakey, gourmand fragrance that I adore. This works for me in the heat because of all the fruitiness to it, but it dries down to just this beautiful, like cake batter smell in my skin, which is so cozy and like comforting, and is getting me into the like mood for heavier, yummy, sweet gourmand fragrances, but it's still heat appropriate. So Fantasy Stage Edition is kiwi, lychee, quince, jasmine, white chocolate cupcake, orchid, musk, orris, and woody notes. It's just cupcakey goodness. I love this fragrance so much. So that is Britney Spears Fantasy Stage Edition. The next one is a newer one to my collection, but I have been wearing the heck out of this and I love it so much. This is Brocard My Cup of Tea 5 o'clock. And oh my gosh, you guys, I adore this fragrance so, so much. I don't know that this would be a safe blind buy. Oh my gosh, though. If you like the smell of like Earl Grey tea, and if you could imagine a really strong Earl Grey tea bag with a ton of lemon, oh my gosh, and then add a little bit of creaminess and like a slight cookie smell, that's what you get with this fragrance. Like, I love it so, so much. It's super, super unique smelling to me. I'm sorry, my dogs keep getting up and going back and forth, like walking. I don't even know why. But yeah, to me, this is really, really unique. It's supposed to be a dupe of Memo's Winter Palace, which I've never smelled that. If I can get my hands on a decant though, I definitely will, and I'll let you guys know. This is not easy to come by. I had to order this from Russia because this is a Russian perfume house, and it was really inexpensive though. I think I paid like less than $20 for this, or right around $20 for it, and that was with it shipped. So it did take about 2 months to get to me though, so this was definitely like, I definitely had to wait to get my hands on this one, but for me it was completely worth it. I love this fragrance. So my cup of tea is, or sorry, it's really called 5 o'clock. This is lemon, bergamot, black tea, freesia, lily of the valley, lavender, vanilla, musk, and tonka bean. It's beautiful. That tonka bean is what gives it that little bit of like a cookie smell, or like a pastry like smell. It's just gorgeous. I love it. It is. It's like lemony Earl Grey tea with like a plate of butter cookies sitting next to it. I adore this. and I have been craving this. This is great in the heat because of that beautiful lemon note, and there's a little bit of like a cookie smell to it, so it's slightly gourmand and it's comforting and it's cozy, and it's a wonderful, wonderful transition fragrance. So that is Brocard, My Cup of Tea, 5 o'clock. The next one is another Britney Spears, and you can see there's a theme here. I love my Britney Spears fragrances, and they give me comfort because there's something so comforting about them. They're all sweet and fun smelling, and a lot of them are gourmand, and this one is no different. This is VIP Private Show. And I think the original VIP would be a good transition fragrance too, because it's not too heavy, it's not too sweet. I don't think it would be suffocating in the heat, but this one is really good in the heat. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful candy-like smelling fragrance. It's gourmand, it's comforting. It's fruity, it's light, it's still definitely high heat appropriate, but this will give you that kind of cozy fall vibe without being suffocating in the residual summer heat. So, oh, I love this so much. VIP Private Show is blood orange, red apple, mango nectar, violet blossom, orange blossom, magnolia, raspberry, wood, amber, and musk. And I think it's that red apple note that will really give you the fall vibes. It's like, even though it's fruity and light and still very high heat appropriate, that red apple note will give you that kind of fall fix. I really love it. So that is Britney Spears VIP Private Show. Another one that I've been pulling out and wearing a lot, especially, I wore this to work the other day and I've been wearing it to bed a lot too. This is Layered Sunshine Vibes, and this is a dupe of Amouage Sunshine. Oh gosh. Which to me is, I can definitely get away with it in the high heat. It definitely won't like choke you out or anything. But this is a beautiful, creamy, cozy, yummy smelling perfume. This has a beautiful tobacco note in it, but it's not like an overpowering tobacco. It's not like a pipe tobacco smell. This has got gorgeous osmanthus. I love osmanthus, which smells like apricots. It's just gorgeous. It's just such a beautiful, like, fragrance that will give you cozy feels. So Sunshine Vibe is osmanthus, almond, vanilla, white tobacco, blackcurrant, artemisia, papyrus, juniper, magnolia, and jasmine. It's beautiful. It's like everything you want in a fall fragrance that can be worn in the heat. It's creamy, it's cozy. I love it. So anyways, that is Layered Sunshine Vibes. The next one is one that I have actually been pulling out and wearing a lot recently as well. This is Commodity Gold, and I have made such a huge dent in this guy. And like, I need to slow down because this has been discontinued. Actually, I think you might be able to get it on their website still, but it's still really hard to come by, and it's really, really expensive when you do come by it. But yeah, I have put a huge dent in this sucker. But I love this fragrance. This is very simple, very linear. It turns into a skin scent very quickly. But I still love this. This is one that I love to spray on when I'm just around the house. Because it's so comfy and cozy smelling. So Gold is molten amber, benzoin, and vanilla. Like I say, very simple, very linear, but so cozy smelling. So that is Commodity Gold. Another one, this is one that I have been spraying on at bedtime a lot. This is Francesca Bianchi Angel's Dust. And to me, you could slap a Lush label on here and I would think it was a Lush fragrance. It's very similar to like a Lush fragrance to me. I love this though. This is such a beautiful, like powdery, feminine fragrance, but it's got like a little bit of a fruitiness or like a brightness in the top. It's just beautiful. This lasts forever on the skin as well. I think this is an extrait formulation. Yeah, this is an extrait formulation, so it lasts forever. This is black pepper, rose, mimosa, iris, musk, sandalwood, tolu balsam, benzoin, and vanilla. I think it's the mimosa that is giving me that little bit of like a fruity vibe, or the brightness. I don't get a ton of rose, but it is almost like a powdered rose. It's just beautiful. There's just something super comforting about this, and it could be because it smells like a Lush fragrance to me, and most Lush fragrances are really cozy smelling to me. But yeah, this is gorgeous. This is definitely one that works in the heat for me. It's just a great transition fragrance. So that is Francesca Bianchi Angel's Dust. And last but not least, this is one of my fragrances that is just so comforting for me. This is called Like This by ELOD, and because I can't pronounce their name correctly, so we'll just say ELOD. But anyways, this is called Like This. This was created with the actress Tilda Swinton. Oh my gosh, I adore this fragrance. I wore this all summer long, so it definitely does perfectly fine in a high heat. But this is one of those fragrances that to me is so comforting. And in fact, when she talked about making this fragrance, she said that she wanted to, that like her, I can't remember exactly what she said, but basically she wanted to smell like something that smelled like home, because that's the most comforting like smell for her, is the smell of home. And I totally think that she succeeded. This does smell like a beautiful home. So comforting. So this has a carrot seed note in it. And I think that that's my favorite thing about it, is that carrot seed note. It's just gorgeous. So Like This is yellow tangerine, ginger, pumpkin, immortelle, Moroccan neroli, grass rose, vetiver, heliotrope, and musk. It's beautiful. Oh, you get the ginger right away when you smell it. This is one, and I get compliments on this when I wear it too. Like, other people really enjoy this one. This one gets mixed reviews. People either really like it or really hate it, and I just cannot imagine hating it. I just adore this. The performance on this guy isn't the best. Like, you'll definitely get a good 4 to 6 hours out of it, and then it's just kind of completely gone. Oh, but I don't care. I adore this. This is one of my favorite perfumes, like, in my collection of life. I love it so much. So anyways, that is Like This by ELOD. Sorry, ELDO. So anyways, guys, those are all of the fragrances that I picked out this year that I have been wearing a ton, that I've been reaching for in this kind of transitional time between summer and fall. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.